Sometimes I review a robot vacuum that sets a new bar for value, and the D10 Plus is that robot vacuum. My name is Jamie, and welcome to my YouTube channel. The D10 Plus has a retail price of $499, but it can often be found on Amazon for $100 off, which is an incredible value right out of the gate. Check the purchase link in the description below. Looking at the dock, which thankfully comes pre-assembled, on the base there is one air inlet and one air extraction port. Above there are a set of charging contacts for charging the robot vacuum. On the front there is a single LED charging light indicator. On the bottom, the clear air extraction port can be removed for clogs with these 6 screws. A screwdriver is not included. On the back there is a well-designed cord wrap and a place to plug the dock into the wall. Under the lid is Dreame's 2.5 liter dust bag, which is smaller than the 4 liter one found in the more expensive Z10 Pro's dock. Dreame claims consumers can expect about 45 days out of the bag, which I think is a fair estimate. The dock is one of the quieter docks tested at around 73 decibels of sound when it is running, and it pulls around 3.7 amps and 400 watts of power. Looking at the bottom of the D10, we see a set of 4 cliff sensors that will keep it from tumbling downstairs, a set of front charging contacts, single front roller wheel, and a side spinning brush made of bristles. Absent is a ultrasonic carpet sensor, although not expected at this price. Under the roller brush cover, we find a combo rubber and bristle brush, which also includes removable ends. On the rear, we see the air intake and extraction port, which lead to the dustbin inside the D10. The mop is on the back and is a smaller size than most other robot vacuums. Click the 2 buttons on the side to remove the water tank. It's a rather small, 145 milliliters in size, which will need to be filled often if you plan to mop a lot. Removing the mopping pad is easy, but putting it back on is cumbersome. The only good news in all of this is Dreame does include an electronically controlled mopping system, which allows you to choose from 3 levels of water, and it can also completely turn the water off, which is important when docking. Up top we have a power button and a home button, also a clickable LiDAR cover to prevent unwanted damage from colliding with furniture. The robot itself is about as plain looking as it gets, featuring a solid gloss white cover with the word Dreame printed on the lid. It is missing a side wall sensor, while there is still a front sensor to help it dock. Under the lid we have an included roller brush cleaning tool, which is nice to see at this price point, and a must for cleaning hair off the brush roller. We have a QR code to get the Mi Home app installed, a reset button, and a Wi-Fi indicator status light. The dustbin is slightly smaller than average at 400 milliliters in size. I cannot find a HEPA rating for the filter on the dustbin, but I assume it to be a E11 rated. On the bottom you will see the air inlet and extraction ports, which are sealed closed when not in use. One thing I really like about Dreame is they use a mesh pre-filter before the paper filter, and this is huge at helping to keep large debris off of that paper filter. I think every manufacturer should use this design. Getting the D10 connected to your Mi Home app is painless, and just make sure your phone and app are connected to a 2.4 GHz network for setup. Thanks to quick mapping, the D10 will quickly map your home and split up your rooms. After it is complete, you will need to edit your map to finish dividing up the rooms though. You can also label your rooms as well as giving them a cleaning sequence. I have a full video walkthrough of the app that I will link below in the description. I've been testing the D10 Plus in my home for several months. I also ran it through a series of my standard endurance tests to see how well it performed. The D10 is equipped with an impressive 4,000 Pascal rated vacuum motor that I was excited to test. Up first is the carpet pickup test, where I scattered 54 grams of rice on medium pile carpet and sent the D10 out for a zone cleaning, where it picked up a very respectable 50 grams of rice, even beating the more expensive Z10 Pro. I ran the test in the highest vacuum mode, which is turbo, and unfortunately, although strong, is pretty loud at almost 85 decibels of sound. Next, we move on to the tile pickup test, where I scattered 130 grams of cat litter on my tile floor and sent the D10 out for a zone cleaning, which it picked up a very respectable 123 grams, once again beating the Z10 Pro. The last test is the mopping test, where Dreame now has a software trick up their sleeves, and I like it. It is an option for deep mopping, and when enabled, the robot will mop in a tighter zigzag pattern, which in my testing makes a huge difference. Dreame also lets you vacuum in deep mopping mode as well, which is a big plus. Keep in mind we are dealing with a small mopping pad here, but with deep mopping enabled and the water flow set to the highest level, this is the result after one pass, which is just okay, but after a second pass, it nearly removed every bit of the baked on hot sauce. Looking at the performance of the dock, I found that while not as powerful as other docks, it did a decent job cleaning out the internal dustbin of the D10. The only gripe is that you will often find small debris left resting on the roller brush, which can fall down to the dock below. In the app, Dreame gives you the option to empty the internal dustbin of the D10 after 1, 2, or 3 cleanings. Because it only runs for a short amount of time, I recommend leaving it on one time. Let's conclude with some of my thoughts, good and bad, about the D10 Plus. First, the gripes, which are pretty minor. I don't like the lack of a dedicated wall sensor, and while not a deal breaker, how much could it really cost to add one? The only other gripe is a small mopping pad, which is hard to put on and too small for mopping larger homes. The water tank is also small, so don't expect it to mop over, say, 500 square feet without needing to fill the tank and wash the pad. It is really hard to knock the D10 Plus at all, thanks to the incredible price point and the value you get for the cost. I have tested robots twice this price with similar cleaning ability, which makes the Dreame D10 Plus one of my top value picks. I also like that Dreame gives you all of the features in the app that you have on the more expensive models. It just goes to show you don't have to spend nearly $1,000 for a decent robot vacuum. If you have questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Drop those down below. Please take a moment to subscribe and like this video if it helped you in any way. As always, take it easy everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.